Hello everyone, this is JPL. Today I'm joined with
Christopher!
Yes, and this is take 2 because reasons. Anyway, welcome to Podcast Name in Brackets.
Not just in brackets, but in person.
In person.
In person.
Yes.
It's more like, it's more than just John saying, I'm joined with Christopher. It's more like John is joining me.
Yes.
Because he's here in Branson.
I'm visiting this man.
He is.
It's been like a year? Almost a year since since we've interacted and touched each other's flesh.
In person.
But let's not use that phrasing.
Okay. Yeah, so we last saw each other in August when we took care of the Garfield Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. And then right before that, we took care of the Maguire Spider-Man movies in May. And now it's May, and now we got the whole reason why we're doing this.
Anyway, so tonight we're going to talk about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We just came out of that film and 20 minutes ago.
Both of us had to use the bathroom.
We did.
Real bad.
We did.
Or I at least I had to real. Like 10 minutes in the movie. And I was like, oh no, this is not good. And I used the bathroom right before we went to the theater.
Right. You know, this happens when you drink stuff in the theater. Mm-hmm. Happens all the time, but I still do it.
Well, so if this is the theater experience that everyone thinks is so glamorous, I don't want it.
You don't want to eat like $20 of popcorn and drink?
No. Honestly, Shang-Chi, Eternals, No Way Home, didn't buy popcorn.
Right.
Didn't buy a drink. Didn't care. Legitimately. I'll eat chips while watching a movie. Uh-huh. But it's just like, I don't. So it was only because John did it, and I'm like, okay, I'll join you.
You can partially see why I don't go to movies much anymore.
Me? You? Oh.
Concessions are expensive. The movie's expensive. If this was in Ecuador, this would be a different story. But,
what?
Oh, tickets are like $5.
Nice.
Yes.
And concessions?
Concessions are like, for the combo, it's $10.
Okay.
Versus the popcorn itself is $10 here.
Yeah.
So.
That's a
good old days.
That's a better deal.
It is a so much better deal. We saw so many movies.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, like a movie is like almost like pre-ordering. If you kind of know what I mean. It's like, oh, how anxious am I to watch this movie? Like the Batman, I'm like, I can wait till HBO Max. I got a projector. I can pause to use the bathroom. Now,
I can pause to contemplate life after something. But yeah, Doctor Strange. So here's my immediate thoughts.
They didn't show a Lightyear trailer.
They didn't show any trailers. They showed
an Avatar teaser.
They chose the Thor teaser, and then show like a sneak peek of Maverick, and that was it.
The Maverick teaser was like, I'm done after a minute.
I was so disappointed. It's like, where are the trailers?
Yeah.
What's this crap?
Oh, and then the theater shot their own little.
Oh, they did. So that's where our trailers went. To that.
Yeah, that one. Anyway, oh, okay.
My immediate thoughts after watching this movie. Mm-hmm. I expected too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, if I take away all the expectations of what I thought I was going to see and what I really wanted to see, honestly, this is a pretty enjoyable movie. Mm-hmm. But I will say I was just so underwhelmed because I was expecting so much more. The title itself, Multiverse of Madness, sounds like, oh, this is going to be a big thing.
Right.
Sure, there was the multiverse, but we didn't really do anything with it. We did, but we didn't really do anything with it.
I know what you're saying. For me, the thing is, I realized that I was expecting too much a month ago. And I think we even talked about it on the podcast. And so from that moment, I started reeling my expectations a lot.
Okay.
And so, like, going into it, I wanted unique cinematography.
Okay.
and fun acting or good acting.
That's not something I ever consider because I expect that.
Yeah, I mean, like, just like whatever, and just a fun visual experience, especially lately. Me watching movies such as Black Swan, which I really want to watch again for some reason. I just want artistic and visual lately. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so, despite clenching my whole body for dear life, to
yes,
to be sanitary for my sake and everybody else,
turn yourself into a camel. Pretty much.
Like, I got a visual experience. I will.
Are we too loud?
I think we're. I mean, then again, I never talk in my room.
Okay.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
I know I've had people bang from up above from my speakers playing quietly, but also that could be because of the bass.
Probably.
So I've turned down the bass. So I'm gonna assume we are not.
He dropped the bass.
I'm gonna assume our bass is not affecting the upper level so much, but we shall find out. We shall find out. Anyways, if I don't really have immediate thoughts, I'm not gonna lie. This like I said, I kind of just detailed my expectations and I kind of got those.
Mm-hmm.
This episode, this review will honestly be me doing a lot of processing,
right,
and hopefully me coming to a conclusion by the end of this.
Conclusion.
It's definitely not bottom tier. I don't think it's like S tier.
It's not S tier.
But there's not necessarily bad qualities that's making it mid tier.
No, it's like
it's kind of like
above average.
It's like a good average. If you good kind of above.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, I was thinking earlier today, like, number one's Iron Man, number two is probably Infinity War. Like, those are just, like, great MCU movies, in my opinion. And so, obviously, at the end of the day, it's hard to compare all of these when we have, like, 30 projects to rake and rank. Wow. Anyways, we'll find out. All right, let's talk.
Let's talk. So, yeah, I expected too much. Because I was thinking, like, oh, Multiverse, we're going to get all these different cameos, more than the ones we've already confirmed and knew.
Yeah. And honestly,
so everything
all the ones
we confirmed and knew
that was pretty much
there, and that was it. And that to me is probably the most disappointing part. It's just like, I knew everything.
I mean, there were teases of Ghost Rider. Reportedly, Tom Cruise got cut if he was in it in the first place.
Right.
It was just like...
It was like, I wanted to see, you know who. Wolverine. But I had a feeling that one was like kind of very wishful thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking Deadpool because he would be a good fit, but...
I'm still actually a little surprised we didn't... He wasn't like an end credits scene, I thought, if anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like nothing else, just the Illuminati.
And here's my main disappointment with the Illuminati.
It's just from that universe.
Yes, I thought it was the multiverse's Illuminati, but nope. I guess that's what the TVA is. You know what I mean? The TVA rules.
Like, maybe they are the multiverse, but they never said it. And the only reason to think that is just because Professor Xavier has the theme music when he enters the scene from the 90s X-Men cartoon. But honestly, that could just be a motif. Honestly, it's Danny Elfman.
It's probably just a motif.
It's Danny Elfman. Like in the Justice League movie, he had like the 70s Superman theme and like his 80s Batman music for characters that they didn't belong to.
I saw something say that there was a motif he used in this movie that sounded very similar to the Justice League motif or something. I'm like, interesting. I don't know what that is or when, where, but
Justice League motif.
Yeah, like similar notes or something. I don't know details, for being honest. You know what I mean? Because I don't know.
Sure.
It wasn't. He didn't do Justice League. Something he did.
Who? Danny Elfman?
Yeah. No, that wasn't.
He did. He did like the Whedon Justice League.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know my details on that. I saw something along the lines of that. Right. Yeah. No. Again, I thought the Illuminati, and let's be honest. For what happened to the Illuminati, I'm glad it wasn't the Multiverse Illuminati. We're being honest. Because they're all dead.
Well, spoilers, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
spoilers. I don't know why you're watching this, because we just came out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, spoilers. They're all dead.
Yeah, so, that didn't make sense.
Honestly...
That wouldn't make sense for the grand scheme of a multiverse Illuminati. Yes. So for the universe's Illuminati, I guess that makes sense.
Them dying is more surprising than them being in the film for me.
Really?
Yes.
I actually knew that they would get wrecked by Wanda.
Wow, okay.
But
anyway, I will say, I wasn't a fan of the very start of the film.
The nightmare.
The nightmare, like the very start, everything's just rushing in. Honestly, it was like too quick, sensory overload. Who are these characters? I don't care. They're not my characters. So I'll get attached later.
Right.
Which, you eventually do. But, like, I don't know how else they could have started the film.
Two things I saw with, like, a general consensus with critics was, number one, praising the acting. Actually, that's the second point I want to point. Okay. First point was pacing. Second point was acting. And a lot of them praised Miss America's. I don't remember her last name, so I'll just say Miss America because
Chavez.
saying Chavez?
America Chavez.
Chavez? Because when they kept saying America, it was just confusing for me because I kept thinking about the United States of America.
Okay.
I'm not saying she did bad. I just, obviously, the focus is so much on...
I had nothing to praise about America Chavez. Like, her acting is expected.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't
acting
bad, but the whole focus is so on Wanda and Strange that
it is.
She plays her part. But pacing, I
didn't love the pacing.
I can't process that right now, but in terms of like the opening scene, that was a little much. Like, I'm just like,
so the pacing.
Wow.
I think the problem with pacing is that the film starts so quickly and then it just slows down. And there's so many moments where the slowdown is just very quick and like the momentum is just we don't know what to do with it. And so we're just very impatient. I was very impatient during a lot of moments because come on, the momentum, you just killed the momentum.
I was just waiting for the movie end so I could use the bathroom.
Okay, well, that too. But yeah,
I knew it wouldn't go down the No Way Home route where it essentially put the whole 20 minutes on 2x speed. Right. So like I was just glad that they didn't do that with Multiverse of Madness.
But
it was a big hit at the beginning, but honestly I can't remember the movie so tangibly for me to talk about pacing from then on.
I understand like they used it for a story purpose.
Which? This Multiverse of Madness?
The Dream.
The Dream.
I mean, the beginning, the rush for story purpose is like, hey, this is our character that we're going to follow. Hey, this is how we're going to introduce this concept of the multiverse. There you go. Now let's go to a wedding.
I almost wonder, like, what if they had some beginning credits to kind of ease us in? You know what I mean? Because it just started with the Marvel logo and bam!
Where they're running for their lives from a giant paper monster.
Like the classic film cliche of, sweet music, a couple beginning credits, and then boom, and then everything starts hitting you. But
Okay.
like, I almost wonder if that would have been a little bit of an easier transition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of just like rushing us through into it.
Rushing along.
Okay, so you did have issues with pacing. I don't have praise or critiques for it.
Yeah, I mean,
other than
definitely with No Way Home, I felt like the pacing was fine enough where I felt like, oh, I can rewatch this movie. I don't have like immediate reaction to rewatch Doctor Strange.
My only mental current reaction is because I want to reprocess it, and I'm struggling to.
I mean, I'm going to rewatch it when I watch it with my mom.
Right.
But yeah, like it's not like in No Way Home where we had our spider people, and that was like a really big thing that was part of the story,
Right.
and like very emotional, a great contribution of 20 years of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Here we had an assortment of characters pop up that don't really have anything to do with characters previously established.
Are you talking about the Illuminati?
Yeah, the Illuminati, because you have Patrick Stewart as Xavier, but it's not Patrick Stewart's Xavier that we've known.
Right.
You have Black Bolt, but it's not the same Black Bolt.
Right.
You have a Reed Richards, but it's John Krasinski. That guy.
Biggest cheer, by the way.
It was the biggest cheer. Yes, that was cool.
Just throwing that out there.
But besides that, they were just there. Sure, you have Captain Britain.
Who?
Peggy.
Oh, they called her Captain Carter. I don't know if they did.
Captain Carter.
I don't know if they did in this, but at least in What If.
Yeah, Captain Carter. Forget her name.
Yeah.
But like
She looked older. I don't know.
could be the actress.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I knew
definitely
it's
the
the same actress, but I'm just like, I don't know.
I didn't look at her and think, oh, she looked older. It's like, oh, she's the actress. Actor's age.
Yeah,
It's been 10 years since.
it has been. But I mean, even the TV series was even 5 years ago.
Right?
I don't know. I mean, I know she's not that young.
I
but
didn't
just
notice anything different.
Okay. I don't know. That threw me off a little bit. I'm like, I'm so glad to see Haley Atwell again, but I'm just like, wow, she's aged. But
Thank you. A nice thing to say to a woman.
I'm so sorry. I'm just like it. I'm just holding on to my dear life. I'm just like struggling. I struggled through this movie, man. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Struggles are struggles.
But again, like that was their only source of cameos in this movie, and let's be honest, they were kind of just thrown in there.
Where was Mordo?
Mordo?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Mordo.
Our Mordo?
Our Mordo. Where's our Mordo?
Didn't Strange alluded to the fact that he had to fight him earlier?
No.
I thought he did. I thought he said, well, he tried to fight me.
I don't know. Because there wasn't... no.
Like, at one point, I thought he said to Multiverse Mordo.
Sure, he was talking about, like, how their relationship fell. Mordo was, like, angry at Strange. It's like, the bill comes due. Then he leaves and kills off this random guy. But we never touched on that again.
But I'm saying, like, I thought in here, like, Strange is like, and I had to fight him. Like,
He never said anything about fighting.
Not specifically fighting, but something that alluded to a fight.
No.
No?
No. No.
See, that's why I need to rewatch these things.
If it was there, I would be so disappointed that they just threw off that character and that side plot. Which honestly, I didn't care about that side plot to begin with. But because you established it, you have to deal with it.
Right. Well, at least they would have dealt with it in one sentence right there.
Honestly, I feel like some stuff was cut. Because, like...
So, Raimi said that the original cut in the editing room was 2 hours and 48 minutes.
Okay, because, like, The trailer shows Mordo saying the bill comes due.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember. Okay.
It was not in this movie. Maybe I'm misremembering, but
I definitely.
Where's
don't
the
remember
bill?
that.
When's it coming? It was supposed to be due this movie. Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, Raimi said that they cut a lot from the movie.
I can see that. Like with the pacing, there's probably stuff. There's probably more in the opening. If we're gonna be honest, but
Or even cameos in general. Because it was. I was reading something in regards to Moon Knight, and the writer said that they had plans to include MCU connections at the really beginning and really end, like including a MCU character we're familiar with, but they're like, that's just going to detract from the story we wanted to tell. So I wonder if it was the same thing here in
what
Multiverse.
a story to tell. But let's not talk about Moon Knight.
Yeah, I'm just pulling connections. Also, sorry, one other point I read. I think some writers said, one of the writers, I don't remember which project, said that Mr. He Who Remains, getting killed in Loki allowed Strange's spell to go wrong in No Way Home. And I'm like, huh? Okay. Because of the multiverse stuff.
Did you not get that? Oh, I got that.
You did?
Yes.
I mean, that wasn't necessarily a cognitive thought.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
No. See, that wasn't the issue. The thing was, Loki killed... one of the Lokis killed He Who Remain. Which then caused the multiverse to happen again.
The multiverse existed in perfect order.
Not a multiverse. It was just that one timeline. The other timelines were created. Thus, the Raimi Spider-Verse was created. The Garfield Spider-Verse was created from that moment.
Huh.
You see why I was kind of upset with that idea, but now that it's there, we'll deal with it. So yes, that allows the concept of the multiverse to happen within this context of these movies. That's why we have Loki.
Okay. With Loki, I've kind of decided to mentally put that away until season 2 arrives because it's complicated.
Of Loki, no Loki.
There were reports, but I guess if he was ever in it, it was cut, or he was never in it.
Honestly, like...
It wouldn't have made sense in my mind.
No, it would not.
Unless they're like, oh, let's make him show up with the Illuminati for the fun of it.
I could see there being an entire sequence, like, them traveling through the multiverse, which we did, kind of, but like, them running through, we quickly see these characters in the background. Like, that's what I was expecting. We never got that. Like, imagine the final fight with Wanda. Going all through the multiverse. This is a multiverse of madness. Going through all the multiverse, that's where we get our cameos from. That's how I would have done it.
Or even the time when Strange and Miss America jumped through near the beginning of the movie. By the way, our animated tease was just that.
Honestly, I expected that. So I wasn't expecting that to be the X-Men.
I guess I was expecting a little more with that. I guess it was kind of cool.
They went into animation. That was what I was expecting.
I didn't expect them to leave it so quickly, though.
No, but
I mean, yeah. I mean, like
they have to have their trippy sequences.
I mean, obviously they didn't intend for that to be in the trailer.
Yeah. So, by the way, Wanda's the villain in this movie, which we kind of expected.
I mean, especially when the official trailer dropped, it's like
everyone was like, "Was she the villain?" Because when the first teaser came out, we were like, it's the evil Strange. The one that is not the What If Doctor Strange.
Yeah, we did.
I kind of expected that, but still, I really wanted them to do a proper connection to What If.
Like, even with unless...
No.
the Captain Carter is the same one. That's a super lame connection. You know what I mean? Because it could be any Captain Carter.
How could hers be the same one? Even so, that would be such a lame way for her to die.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway,
yeah, I was really expecting this movie to really make What If feel at home with MCU canon, but it doesn't.
Honestly, this movie does make WandaVision more worth a watch. Because it's all coming around with her character arc. One thing, the question is, where's Vision? Where's that white Vision that disappeared and never showed up again?
That is also... Well, even in the different multiverses, there was no Vision, period.
There was no Vision, period.
Which I'm like, okay, so all these multiverses, there's no Vision.
Nope.
Like, that would have been a worthy cameo.
Yes.
Like, Wanda, what's going on? Like, what's that?
even in the part where they were showing clips from WandaVision, Vision was blurred out. You could barely see that it was him.
Wait, did they show clips from WandaVision?
Yes.
When?
When Xavier entered her mind, there was a TV screen where there were clips of WandaVision.
How do I not remember that?
It's a very quick moment.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, it's a very... 5 seconds, but it's a very quick moment.
Okay, I mean, I remember some mind thing between Xavier and Wanda. If anything...
Xavier's just visual... expression of his powers is just... It was hilarious to me, because it was they're just... It's straight from the show of him putting his hands up to his head to show that he's using his powers.
I was watching
It didn't bother me, but it was kind of goofy.
I was watching an interview with Avoy, James McAvoy. Sorry, that's McAvoy. I'm sorry, I'm butchering everything. But he's like, "What can I do that Patrick Stewart didn't?" And it was the one hand to the temple thing.
That's correct.
And then so I thought it was funny that almost came full circle that Patrick Stewart did both hands.
And then later he did this.
Oh, did he?
He did.
And if you know what that is, I'm sorry, you can't see.
You can't see. He did do that one hand motion.
Okay.
Pointing at Wanda.
I will say, if there was a jump scare for me, it would have been when...
Jump scare?
There weren't really any for...
There were a lot of jump scares, quote unquote.
Jump scares. MCU jump scares.
This was a horror movie, kind of.
Right.
It really was. That's why they got Sam Raimi to do this.
Yeah. But the one that
Bruce
surprised
Campbell,
me...
That's the guy's name.
Who?
Bruce Campbell, the guy who's in all of Raimi's films.
Oh.
That his joke character.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Is he a composer?
No.
No? Okay. I bet some composer is named Bruce and some other composer is named Campbell. No, when was it Wanda in Xavier's mind and Xavier was walking and then Wanda was in that hole? For some reason, that was the one that kind of got me the most. I twitched, but that was the most it got out of me. But I did not see that coming. For some dumb reason, I should have.
You should have.
That was but none of the other jump scares really got me.
Honestly, just Scarlet Witch. They made her to a horror figure in this film.
So I guess we're on the point of her being the villain. How do you feel about that?
We were kind of teased that at the end of WandaVision.
And even in the trailer.
More so in WandaVision.
Okay.
It kind of just makes her the end of WandaVision, her sacrifice, just less
impactful,
heroic. Because, like, by the at the end of WandaVision, like, she done all these terrible things, but they kept trying to point her as, like, oh, she's a good guy. Like, they don't know what you sacrificed. Bullcrap, Monica. She choked them. But, yeah, here she's just like, oh, no remorse, whatever. I'm evil now. For my children.
My main thought with her being the villain is essentially the question that everyone asked her throughout the whole movie: is this worth it? You know what I mean? Is it worth killing all these people to get the life you wanted? Is it worth going through all this trouble? Is it? Why can't you just deal with your... Now, again...
Honestly, it's full circle with her character. Because she starts off as a villain. She ends up here as a villain. I hope she's not dead.
Yeah.
Because, like...
I would think she's too powerful to just die like that.
We just got the Scarlet Witch.
Right.
And... dead.
And obviously...
Honestly, I can... She probably just teleported out because there was a red light at the end. But,
because Marvel fans want her to say no more mutants at some point.
Oh. No more mutants. That theory's out of the water.
What do you mean?
Because there was this whole idea that mutants had already happened. But Wanda erased them somehow. But that's not going to happen. So how will we get the X-Men?
We'll find out.
Not through this film. I'm so disappointed. How the heck are we going to get X-Men? Ant-Man?
Why Ant-Man?
Because...
Oh, Quantumania.
Quantumania. That's...
What if Quantumania brings in Deadpool? Bro. Paul Rudd and Ryan Reynolds?
It's gonna happen. Because we're getting Kang in that movie. Oh, gosh.
That's...
Ant-Man of all films is how we're gonna get the proper multiverse film. Oh boy. Okay.
I'm just down for Paul Rudd and Ryan Reynolds. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, now that you've said that makes the most sense. Because they're both comedy characters.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me just go back to my point. Like, as documented on this podcast, I've suffered trauma. I've suffered grief myself. And I know that it's hard to process, and some people truly, truly struggle to process. But it's always the people who have power who can oftentimes have the hardest time controlling it. And Wanda essentially being the most powerful person in the movie.
She was so powerful. My goodness. It was not a joke.
It was funny, like, how everyone is asking, so who's the most powerful? Is it going to be Doctor Strange or Wanda? It's just like it's
the
Wanda.
Power scale is just so off in this film. Like, Wanda, so powerful.
It's insane.
Remember when, like, I remember when she first showed up, and I thought she was kind of lame. Because they explain her powers in a lame way. She does weird things. I'm glad for WandaVision for making her thing actual magic. But, my goodness, she was more powerful than wizards. Bruh.
Oh, they had that fun little callback when she would kind of... I don't know if she ever actually whispered in Age of Ultron, but she did whisper here. But when she went behind someone and she went, run. That like, thing. I thought that was a fun callback. You know what I mean?
I wasn't considering that a callback, but sure, yeah.
Well, just the fact that it hadn't happened since Ultron. You know what I mean?
True.
So, like, the fact that they did it, I'm like, cool.
Honestly, Ultron, their parts were kind of weird. But...
Really?
I mean, especially Wanda's introduction to that movie is just oddly edited. Just go back.
What do you mean?
Just watch it.
I like the movie too much to see its flaws.
See,
Because I'm like one of the few people who actually really likes the movie.
I do enjoy the movie, but like that's just one moment where I feel like that was not a good edit.
What?
It's when she confronts Captain America in the beginning, and then she backs up and shuts the door.
Kind of remember.
It's we'll later.
Okay.
But yeah, she's the villain. She does things. She kills people. She goes freaky and trippy, and she's a horror film.
See, like what I said, like I can do horror.
Okay.
It's the gore that I struggle
My goodness, the gore in this film.
But also, like, in the grand scheme of, like, a lot of gore that does exist, wasn't bad.
No, but I was, like, watching this, like,
So, were you surprised?
When they...
I know you looked at me when Strange pulled out the eye.
When they pulled out the eyeball from that giant monster, I was like, PG-13? Really? I know it's a monster, but still, that's kind of... Ooh.
Yeah, that was a little graphic.
And I looked at you and was like...
And I was just like...
like, are you,
cheating.
You okay there, mate?
Yeah, I was.
And then I said juicy.
It's not what you said. I heard you mutter a few things, but I don't...
Well, I said juicy.
Okay.
I tend to say stuff like that during these gross moments.
Okay.
Just because it's...
I get enough of that at work when like animals poop on stage and then someone on comm says yummy. I'm like, shut up.
I don't say that. But like I see that kind of gore, I'm like, juicy. Delicious. Tasty. Has a comedic effect to it.
For your own amusement.
Yeah. America Chavez, she can travel to multiverses.
Oh yeah, how she realized her powers was a Captain Marvel moment.
Oh my gosh. When that happened, I was like, oh, that's so lame. But like, that's totally a comic book thing of you have the power inside of you all along.
It's not even just comic book. That's just
it's every writing ever. It's like you have the power all along. Just believe in yourself. And I was like, oh, okay. Honestly, I don't know what else to expect from this point. You kind of put yourself into a hole.
They did put themselves in a hole where they had to use that. I just wish it didn't have to be that way.
Yep. But she used her powers, and it was cool. Sure.
Her powers are cool.
I really don't care about her, but...
I mean, like, it's cool to travel multiverses like that.
Yeah, I wish we could have done that more.
Yeah. Well, again, like, just like I said, wouldn't it be interesting that as they were like hopping through multiverses, like, oh my gosh, that's Ghost Rider, and then you know what I mean? Like that would have been a fun cameo. Just like even if it was 2 seconds, like Ghost Rider.
There was probably a Ghost Rider reference.
Really?
I don't think it's deliberate. It's either a reference to Ghost Rider or Mephisto. But when they go to that dark temple where the original Darkhold is, you see like the statue of this skeleton figure in a hood. Now, given in mind, Ghost Rider doesn't wear a hood, but he's a skeleton man. My second thought was Mephisto, because why not? I was really thinking we were going to see Mephisto when they were doing the souls and Doctor Strange and the dead body. I'm like, oh, are they finally going to do Mephisto? No.
Nope.
Of course not.
They're just waiting. They're like teasing us.
They're not going to do Mephisto.
If they do it. Or if they don't do it. I don't know.
But like...
It's just funny. It's entertaining. This, like every single project like this, all the fans are like, Mephisto. It just doesn't happen. It's entertaining.
Yeah. But yeah, my expectations were way too high in this film.
I'm more entertained at you than I should be.
See, I'm disappointed. Like, sure, this was a fun, cool adventure.
Right.
But like, you gave me the title Multiverse of Madness. which have so many implications.
And
I was thinking this is going to top Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it did with more cameos, but like...
Well, here's the thing. The cameos in Spider-Man meant something. This didn't.
This didn't.
This just brought in actors.
It brought
for 5 minutes.
Actors for 5 minutes.
Who we essentially, again, like what you said, the characters we have no connections to.
We have no connections to these characters.
Like the Tobey Maguire and Garfield, they carried off from their universe.
They don't explain Reed Richards. But no, like the thing that I was like, got me excited earlier was with Christina. It's like, I was doing something under the Baxter Foundation. And I said, Baxter? That's Fantastic Four. I completely forgot about them.
And that's his last name?
No, Baxter is like the building that they work in.
Okay. Oh, so they could have tried to tie that in a little, but they didn't.
They were teasing that to like those who knew. I knew. It's like Baxter. That's Fantastic Four. It's like, which one are we gonna get? John Krasinski? Krasinski?
By the way, Black Bolt's "I'm Sorry" was better than "Goodbye, Brother" by a mile. Just saying.
Yeah, even though the blast should have been bigger, but
I couldn't believe how long his blast was,
and how less destructive it was. It obliterated Strange.
But everything else was A-okay.
It was A-okay.
I was like, oh my gosh, they're on the Titan planet. Like, that was like a cool moment. But that was, yeah.
Like Titan planet?
Well, that star machine that was like
where
hovering.
They first fought.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, they recreated that. Fun. For
they recreated an asset they already had.
Yeah, that's true. But it was a different angle, though.
Sure.
I mean, I know it's an asset they have, but just like it was a different angle. It just like it was the fun moment. You know what I mean?
Sure.
By the way, that was the main scene that was like being linked on YouTube.
The dead Thanos or the destroying Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Black Bolt. I'm like, so I actually went into the movie thinking that they were actually going to kill our Doctor Strange and he'd have to resurrect somehow, which didn't happen. But like seeing like those titles on YouTube, like what the heck? Because that was one detail I did not know.
Anyway, Black Bolt. I'm glad they brought back the actor.
Yes.
He was in a suit.
Yes.
It was kind of a weird looking suit.
Comic accurate, probably. Well,
it was weird the way it fit him. I think. Part of me thinks it was CGI, but I'm not going to say that officially.
Right.
But just saying, comic book accurate. I like that. He actually has wings to fly with.
I didn't notice. Cool.
Well, it was very quick. It was like 2 seconds.
Okay.
I missed it. Then they brought back that one good actor from that show, Inhumans. And then...
no, it's also ironic because he was the only person who couldn't speak in that show.
Right. I'm glad they gave him another chance.
Yes.
And then they killed him.
Yeah. They killed them all.
I was kind of like disappointed with how they killed him. Like it was...
Him?
Yeah. Him was probably the most shocking death.
Especially it being the first one.
It was also really graphic as well. But it was kind of like... When I saw that happen, I was like... Would that have actually happened? Like, would his own power kill him? I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I'm kind of... I understand their logic, but I don't know if that's how that works specifically.
Well, he would essentially be trying to create a sound wave within his hollow self that it would make his head explode.
I get that.
Like it's that powerful. Which also, I'm surprised, right before that he made a with his mouth open. He went like, or something. I'm like, why aren't we getting a blast from that? Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just made, it was like staring at Wanda, like ready to eat dinner. It was like, but his mouth was cracked open. Like,
okay. Now, that's interesting.
Yeah. Complete oversight.
Even humans knew not to do that.
Yep.
Okay, well, Black Bolt. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Still, I was surprised how quickly they let those characters go, especially Krasinski.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he came in. That was cool. He died.
They barely even let him stretch.
No, they didn't.
He died by stretching, essentially.
Yeah, like it was like, are we gonna see him stretch?
Nope.
It's like you see him slightly stretch into the place, and he's like,
yep,
all out.
All dead.
I was like, oh, no stretchy. What a shame.
Yeah, because after seeing the 2005 one, I wanted to see 2022 CGI stretching. Nope. I'll have to wait till probably 24 for our Fantastic Four movie. Then.
Yeah, that thing. Fantastic Four. We just got Mr. Fantastic. Okay.
No.
Oh.
It'll be interesting to see if Krasinski will want to stay on. What's your O?
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Forgot what my expectations were. X-Men. The classic Fantastic Four. Some older Daredevil and stuff. Just everything. I was even like wondering if we were going to get an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, honestly, if anything, I wouldn't have expected Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But we got nothing.
Nope.
We got absolutely nothing.
Nope.
I mean, we got everything we knew, but we got absolutely nothing else.
Unfortunately.
And I was like, oh.
Darn the internet.
Now that I think about what it was I actually was hoping, now I remember why I was disappointed. Oh, well. Anyway. Again, just take away the expectations, and it's a good movie.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I actually, when that dream sequence of Xavier, I was like, are they gonna link the Magneto connection? Because I was wondering if they were gonna do that, but
I don't know how they would have done that.
I don't know.
I don't know what.
I don't know what made my brain think
what
that.
link are we talking about?
Because it could be that case in that universe.
What
you know
case?
What I mean?
Oh,
Wanda being Magneto's child.
That. Okay.
But it really, it really doesn't matter with that universe. That universe is shredded into shreds.
Honestly,
except for Christine. Christine is the only living being left in that universe. Even Wanda's back is cracked in that universe.
Her back is cracked.
I don't know. She was like,
her face is all
covered.
It's all broken. At least she has her children.
Imagine the ultimate know you is the fact that she, in that universe, Wanda wants a perfect body, so she goes to our universe attacking Wanda for a perfect body. I don't care if I have kids, I just want my body back. That would be the ultimate sequel that would never be made. It's just funny.
WandaVision season 2. Again, I hope she's not dead.
Yeah, they're just like there's fans love her too much to kill her like that.
I only see one more place to go with her, and that's just Vision. But I don't know. This could be her send off.
Now, the fact that you mentioned Vision again, I'm just. Why she only mentioned Vision once, and that one time was in the trailer. You know what I mean? Like, why?
Right. I mean,
why didn't she want Vision? I understand she wants her kids, but Vision too. Come on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if anything,
part of it was like she got closure with Vision, with WandaVision, but it was like the children. That
But
didn't
she
get
mentioned
closure
like,
with.
oh no, actually she did mention I had to drill a hole in my husband's head.
Right, which was
Second mention. My
and
bad.
like it meant nothing because you don't know.
That was more in a sour mention to Strange than a grief statement. Like she was. With
I
her
mean, it was
children.
still a grief statement. It's like,
but she was.
I killed him, and it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter because like he still got the stone, which is a bummer. Which is partly more you can understand her status of villainhood.
Like again, again, trying to understand someone's pain, you at the end of the day you can't. So it's hard to judge, but it's still amazing to see like honestly, the length she goes.
Wanda keeps making so many mistakes
in this movie.
In general, like sure she starts off, she creates Ultron.
But she creates.
I mean,
she didn't create Ultron.
Yeah, she did. She planted the idea into Tony, which then created Ultron.
Oh,
and then she joined Ultron for a bit, and then she caused Civil War to happen by blowing up the place by accident.
I mean, like both those things are. Pure accidents.
Then she tried to like keep loyal in Infinity War and Endgame. It's like, I'll give my cool. Then Vision's dead, and it's like, Westview, WandaVision.
But also, even with Westview, that was an accident. That was an overflow of her emotions. That wasn't intentional until in the immediate. But then after that, it was her choice to keep it up or not.
Right, and then she kept it up, and then like
I think
she also refused to accept the pain of the village people, even to the point of choking them. Accidental choking or not. And then of course she just continued to do her path onto evil psychology. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, that doesn't matter. We did get Illuminati.
But not the multiversal Illuminati. So yeah, that's the issue.
The Captain Marvel was probably the weakest part of the Illuminati.
What do you mean?
The Black Captain Marvel.
But what do you mean?
Because she wasn't anything. Like, nobody cared about her being there. Like, everyone was like, yes. We have Reed Richards. We have Patrick Stewart as Xavier. We have the Black Bolt character.
I mean, I thought it was...
We have Captain Carter. Then you just got some random character.
No, she was Carol Danvers' friend from Captain Marvel. So I thought it was cool that they brought the actress back in because she's dead in the MCU. So it'd be like, here's one more time you can show up.
Right.
In Marvel. I thought that was a cool moment for her.
I don't know. It's not as cool as Captain Carter.
Captain Carter is cool. It's a shame that's...
Oh my god.
Yes, the legacy of Captain Carter.
Their deaths were just... Especially Xavier's.
That was a shock. I'm not going to lie.
That was a shock. We thought that his death in Logan was something. This was... Oof.
What?
And then Captain Carter just...
Yeah.
Gets sliced in half.
I don't know. Let's. I think the death in Logan was more shocking.
It was more shocking and emotional. This one was just like...
It was... Yeah, just the fact that how he died was the shock.
It was like, oof. It was more oof in this one. Like, snap neck.
Yeah, just like, oh, wow, okay.
Oh, he's dead.
Rip.
It was really... I was more rip about him and Captain Carter than the others. And also... No.
Yeah, I was sad when Captain Carter died. I'm like, oh...
It's like, they're gonna kill Captain Carter.
My favorite.
That's okay. I think she's in What If Season 2.
That's true, but it's not live action, though. Because, like, in the trailer, like, I was just, like, staring at that shield, like, it looks so beautiful. I love it. And she dies. She's like, I want to...
Are we going to see her in live action again? Probably not. Probably not.
I want it to. So
it's not going to happen again.
Disney Plus, I want a season 3 of Agent Carter. Finish up that storyline. I'll be happy. I don't have to see
season 3 of Agent Carter.
Like they, I mean, I know that they finished up Clone Wars, but like there's still the possibility that they can just closure. You know, actually, I want closure.
Part of the difference was like Disney owned Star Wars and they owned Clone Wars. Marvel doesn't technically own. They didn't at the time technically own like Agents of Shield and Agent Carter, because that was different rights.
But what about now?
Streaming rights is one thing. Creative rights is another.
But doesn't Disney own ABC? And Marvel Television was morphed into Marvel Studios? So on both ends, they should have the rights.
It's still a bit dodgy.
I hate life.
It's still a bit dodgy because like the guy who was in charge of it was kind of a scumbag, and like it's kind of petty. So maybe he had this thing, but who cares?
I care.
Who really cares about all that? Like, sure, we want more. We're gonna get it. Probably not.
Probably not, but
you can dream.
I will continue to dream,
and you can hope,
and I will continue to hope.
Anyway, Doctor Strange had a third eye now.
Yeah. I don't know.
He had a music battle.
Okay. The music was cool, but I'm just like, why music?
It's cool. It's different.
It's cool. It's different. That's the only reason.
Yeah. Honestly. It was happening. It was like, whoa. Music note battles.
Music was really cool.
This seems like a thing from Fantasia. It's very interesting.
Like, I loved the music during that scene. So cool.
So cool.
But I'm just like, okay, it's not like Doctor Strange's that musical where he's... And obviously, it was unique, and that was part of the point. But I don't know.
Cool.
The first end credit scene... Do you know who that girl is?
Nope.
Rip.
It was pretty much exactly like the Eternals one, where I had no idea.
I actually looking at her suit, I'm like, is she a missing Eternal?
I saw her like, is she an Eternal? Her costume looks like one, but then they're going to the Dormammu.
Was it that one?
It was that world. I don't know if that was their intention. But like they open that, it's like, oh, it's just Dormammu.
Okay, this is my the shock of that scene for me. For example, let's do the Eternals Blade one. It teased something. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So like he didn't even touch a sword, and Blade said, "Are you sure about that?" In this end credit scene, Doctor Strange went ahead and jumped in. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like essentially, no hesitation.
This random woman shows up.
He was like, "Okay, sure, let's do it." Just like, what? So like, okay, so what is this? Because ideally, I would think that they would almost reset it up for a future movie. It's not like we're gonna just start in the middle of the scene in a future movie, or I don't know. They could. I don't know.
See, I don't even know what the next movie would be.
What? I'm surprised that they would even think about Doctor Strange.
It's like 3. That woman showed up, I gasped, as if that was something, and then I realized, who is she?
Right.
And then I was like, oh, is that it? Okay. She's nothing.
Second.
She's probably an important Marvel character.
No.
Like, once all the reviews and the Easter egg people show up and like, that's this character. And I'm like, okay. Now I know.
What's that? The second end credit scene was worth it.
Also, just he looks straight at the camera. It's over.
Yes.
Bruce Campbell. What a guy. He got old.
I don't know, man.
We got to see the dead Doctor Strange, which was pretty cool.
I'm glad you thought so. I didn't.
It was cool and weird, but
it was weird.
Yeah,
it didn't do anything for me.
It was the it was like the weirdness of Doctor Strange. It's like, yes, here we go.
I can accept that. Like the weirdness.
he has all these souls as his cape. It's like, okay.
You can harness them. You're gonna do the thing.
Some of those moments, my goodness.
I mean, like, I don't blame him for his initial thought, and then Christine, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that one I could accept. It's like, oh, okay. Like, Christina Chavez was like, oh, we're rushing this. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I was glad that there was no kiss in this movie, because that would have been such a Hollywood moment.
With any of the characters.
Any of the characters, and they didn't. So I'm like, okay, cool.
No kiss.
They just, like, it just is. You know what I mean? Because I almost just feel like...
There's no love thing with Christina and Strange.
Yeah. Okay, well, actually, the wedding.
The wedding.
You were like, this is the wrong time to say something. And
yes.
That's just such a movie thing. It's like, it has to be the wedding where you have to share your feelings.
They were having
ruin the big day.
So, like, it's her wedding, and then they're having this... Strange is like, I'm sorry, I wasn't there for you. It's like, dude, it's her wedding.
It's her wedding.
Bro.
Say that when you see her randomly out in the park.
Correct.
Actually, they could have just done that. Doctor Strange, after having his nightmare, goes out, tries to clear his head, runs into Christine.
So, like, it's more shocking to reveal that Christine is getting married to someone else.
I mean, we already saw that in the trailer.
I know, but for those who didn't watch the trailer, who didn't understand the context of that part of the trailer.
What if there was, like, a wedding invitation? Or an alluding to him that she got married. Instead, situation
that's done all the time. Where, like, they'll typically point to the woman's ring. Like, so, how's that going? And she, like... And then the camera would, like, zoom in on her finger, and she'll be like... Yes. It's... for those... Like, I just put my finger up. To signify, yes, I am indeed married.
Like, I get that is a stereotypical thing, but so is confessing your feelings at a wedding.
Correct.
Like, both are.
Very much so.
It's pretty much one or the other. And they chose one.
Yes. Stereotypical. At a wedding, to express your feelings. At a funeral, express your revenge. Your pursuit of revenge. It's like, now that they're dead, I'm gonna do revenge.
How do you feel about there being a universe comprised of paint?
There you go. I don't have any negative or positive opinions about it. It's Multiverse of Madness. I was hoping for weird things like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it just...
Paint. It's weird. It exists.
For all the weird things they could have done, that wasn't weird enough to feel at home with
paint.
What happened.
They were animated for a moment, but then they were also paint. There was a little bit of noir in there. I wanted to see more.
Really?
For like very half a second, there was noir.
I am so excited to be able to just go like frame by frame during that thing.
It's like, oh, I wanted to see some noir.
That would have been cool.
Noir Spider-Man.
Okay, so also, this was your first time at an IMAX theater.
Probably seeing a movie in IMAX, yes.
Yeah. Your thoughts?
I didn't feel any different.
Okay. Like, here's the thing. Like, again, for me, the only reason why I go to the IMAX is it's the closest one to me. It's literally a minute from my apartment.
Yeah, it's so close.
So, like, my friends like to go to Springfield. I'm not driving an hour to see a movie that I can't see, that I already can see right here.
I mean, you also have a normal theater right next to the IMAX.
Yeah, but, like, it's not going to show Doctor Strange in the normal theater.
It's not?
At the same time. After, like, 3 weeks of it being in the IMAX, and it transfers to the normal theater.
Okay.
So.
But still, like, you have an IMAX theater at the ready right there.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah. So yeah, there's an aspect where I do like to see an expanded picture because it's fun to see more. But legitimately, when you're at the theater, your brain doesn't really go, I'm here to see expanded picture. I watch the expanded picture on Disney Plus, and I'm very conscious about that. You know what I mean? Because that's how it's marketed. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, especially because the IMAX or a theater in general is meant to be such an immersive experience. You're not always focused on framing. And honestly, like, the Multiverse of Madness was probably completely filmed in IMAX, so you're not really noticing, like...
I mean, unless I buy the DVD, I'm not going to notice.
Yeah. Well, again, the fact that if I'm correct that this movie was completely shot in IMAX, then, like... Because, like, at the theater, like, seeing, like, especially, like, Eternals, that is not a consistent frame ratio. Mm-hmm. And so, like, it's obvious, oh, that's IMAX, that's not. That's if you're paying attention to it. But, right. Like, something like No Way Home or Multiverse of Madness that were completely shot in IMAX, like, you're not conscious about that. Anyways. So, but also you said the seating, you wish you were further back.
I mean, because, like, I was looking up, like, even, I don't know, I feel like a couple rows back, just so, like, I don't have to, like, move that much, which I didn't move that much, but, like, it was still, like, enough where I still felt like I was a little bit too close. But it's just still a giant screen, so.
Just praise God we weren't in the front row. Like I did with Shang-Chi. Mm-hmm. That was a sad experience.
What a sad experience.
I would argue...
I'm going to see this movie again with my mom.
In theaters?
If it's done in theaters by the time she's here.
I would argue that my first time seeing Eternals was among one of the better theater experiences because I didn't have to use the bathroom. I wasn't so close to the screen. I was a little to the side.
And it's not going to be in IMAX, so, like... I get to see less.
You get to see less at the movie.
So this is why I don't watch IMAX, man.
But it's not like you're conscious of, like, I'm missing that detail.
Like, once it's on Disney Plus, I'll see it in IMAX. But, you know.
Okay. Did we hit, like, all the points of this movie or not?
Pretty, like, we've talked about most of it, like things we didn't really talk about.
I'll say, like, the movie was surprisingly more streamlined than I expected it to be.
Yeah,
for the better. Like,
they released the time of 2 hours. I'm like, what? There's not enough time for that. Now I watch this movie. It's like, it's because I didn't do any of that. That's why it's 2 hours long.
Sorry, you were saying something right before I said my thing.
What was I saying?
I don't remember.
I wasn't saying anything.
I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
It was... No.
Because I said, did we hit all the points? And you started to say something and then
I was thinking while I was saying it. Pretty much we did. Things we didn't talk about.
That's where I interrupted you. But you were thinking. Okay.
There you go. Things we didn't talk about. Like, things we didn't talk about. Wong. What's there to talk about Wong? Nothing. Wong was Wong.
I was hoping for more Wong in this.
We got more Wong in this.
Well, I'm saying, like, especially him with now the title of Sorcerer Supreme, I thought he'd have a bigger role.
Do you know what was cool? I was almost hoping to see Shang-Chi in this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Me too.
I had no expectations to see Shang-Chi. I was like, you know what would be cool? Mm-hmm. Wong just opens up a portal. Shang-Chi shows up.
We need help.
Straight from a karaoke bar. That'd be cool.
That would have been cool. I mean, come on. Wanda versus the Ten Rings. That actually might have been a battle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because, like, let's be honest, like, all the sorcerers, all they do are, like, shields.
All they do is shields.
Yeah. Shang-Chi could throw some rings and at least knock her off.
All they do is shields. Sometimes they do a whip. Once or twice they'll do a sword.
Yeah. Which, the swords were a new thing. That was kind of cool. I don't remember them doing that in Doctor Strange.
There was swords in Doctor Strange.
Really? I thought those were like actual swords, though.
I mean, those were actual swords, yes.
Yeah, so they conjured swords this time. That was kind of cool.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, like, Doctor Strange, I felt like he didn't use a whole lot of his abilities.
That's true.
Like, he uses his abilities more in other films that aren't about him. Like, you saw in Infinity War when he did, like, that weird psychedelic thing with multiple hundreds of strings.
Oh, yeah.
That was effective. Here, he throws a snake at someone.
Yeah. You know what? Remember when I was like, oh my gosh, is that going to be our What If Doctor Strange? Nope.
Even still, no. It was never going to be.
That's really, honestly aggravating to me. It like I was legitimately hoping.
Again, they visually tease that.
They visually tease it. That was
just because What If just did it. They did that little gooey thing to make you think.
What gooey thing?
The melting thing, essentially.
Melting thing.
Gosh,
I'm sorry.
The Doctor Strange from that What If episode.
So, are you talking about when the universe?
Yes.
Yeah. That was just.
That was the only connection.
They didn't even really properly explain why that universe was in disarray.
From What If?
No, in Multiverse of Madness.
Nope.
No, it was just Doctor Strange was vengeful essentially for some reason I can't.
He had
remember.
the dark hold.
He had the dark hold, so apparently he destroyed the whole universe as a result. I guess apparently. I don't know. Like, there's part of me that's like, this Doctor Strange seemed too vengeful for it to be the What If Doctor Strange who had a redemptive arc.
Here's the thing. It could have been the What If Doctor Strange if only they didn't mention Christine's wedding.
No, the thing is that in the What If, the whole universe was destroyed.
Right. But
so there
I could still accept it if they didn't say that thing. Like, would it have been confirmed? No. But they probably, years later, would have been like, oh, yeah, sure it is. We'll say it is. Why not? But no, it's not. If they say it is now, we're going to be like, what?
No, yeah, that would be a complete contradiction.
It would be.
Because in every single simulation in that universe, Christine died.
And she was not married to someone else.
She was not married to someone else unless she was unfaithful. And they're like, oh yeah, she was unfaithful this whole time. That would be so stupid.
Yeah.
Because they also made Doctor Strange said, did another universe collide with this? And that would actually somewhat line up with the What If thing. But yeah.
Cool.
I don't know.
The Watcher wasn't in this movie.
I saw a funny tweet when What If was airing. It said, what is the new Stan Lee cameo? Is the Watcher just watching in the sky?
Cool. Yeah.
That would be cool.
Like, where's the Watcher?
Yeah.
He's breaching the multiverse. Wouldn't the Watcher be there to watch it?
Okay, I'm really curious what is going to be the Watcher's connection with King? You know what I mean? I hope that gets...
Is there going to be a connection to King?
Well, here's the thing. They're multiversal beings. You know what I mean?
Oh, wait.
Like rulers or, some higher power of a multiverse. Of the multiverse. You know what I mean? So, like, what is the Watcher's affiliation?
What show was the Watcher in?
What If?
No, there was another one.
No, what? No.
From the 90s.
Oh, come on.
No, like there was an episode with the Watcher.
Okay, sorry. I did not watch those.
Was he in Fantastic Four?
It probably would be if that's the... No, you said Spider-Man was the cameo one. I mean, full of cameos. Because I was asking which one had
right,
cameos.
But Fantastic Four, the second half, had characters in it.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, it did.
Hot.
Was Watcher in it? Probably. Who was he with it with? I don't remember.
Oh, so I guess our Illuminati universe now is has a Fantastic 3.
More because they have children.
That's true.
So it's Fantastic 5.
Okay, actually, here's something I thought was really interesting is the fact that they never touched on the Infinity Stones. I mean, they don't have to, but it's also like, what, like...
So why would they?
Yeah, I guess, why would they? But it's also like, I'm just curious. Like, what was that process of defeating Thanos in regards to Infinity Stones? And what's the status of the Infinity Stones in that universe? You know what I mean?
They're gone.
Would they be?
They were destroyed by Thanos.
In every single multiverse of a universe?
Oh, definitely not. But like in
so that's ours. Yes, I'm saying in the Illuminati universe. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
that one. I'm curious. I know we're never going back to that one.
I would say that none of them work outside of universes, but What If says otherwise.
True. What a show.
What a show. What If.
Like, the only good thing of that is the Doctor Strange episode.
I mean, we had Ultron. I really liked Ultron.
Okay, the Ultron story.
He was overpowered, but we had Ultron.
That was a fun visual episode.
It was.
Also, the fact that they were traveling universes like Miss America.
Oh, boy.
That was a fun episode visually, for sure. I don't know. I'm just like... I just wonder, in the Illuminati universe, does the time stone still exist? And so then would you re-rack everything or whatever? I don't know. Mordo didn't die in that one. He was just stuck in that hole.
He just left. Like...
No, didn't Doctor Strange leave him in the hole?
He left him in that hole.
Uh-huh.
Which he still could have gone out.
Right.
But, like, he just disappeared from the film. Entirely.
So the Sorcerer Supreme in that universe still exists. So if there's still the time stone, he could reverse it all.
And for him, he would be like, the bill comes due. Once again. Imagine the third Doctor Strange. It's all mortals from all of the universe coming together. They all come together. And they hand Strange the bill and says, it has come.
Would you imagine a third Doctor Strange that would be the lead-in into... Is it Secret Wars?
Yeah.
Would you imagine that to potentially happen or not?
No.
No.
Probably not Doctor Strange specifically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If anything, I want Doctor Strange to deal with whatever he's doing right now.
True.
And
would you argue
deal with Mordo?
Would you argue this would erase the potential of him being part of Midnight Suns in the future of the MCU? Because now he jumped in with purple girl with white hair. No.
I don't think it will be a problem. If they want to create a reason why he's there, they'll make a reason for why he's there. I mean, hey, we have Professor Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they had an explanation at one point, but they cut it. So, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
If they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it.
Gosh, John.
See, this suitcase is a hazard now. It really is. Stop it.
Well, I feel like we're wrapping up.
We've been wrapping up for like
a
long time now.
Let's be honest, I really don't have conclusive thoughts. Like, I was able to lower my expectations, and therefore I did not necessarily leave disappointed. I was properly whelmed.
Okay.
I guess. I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed. Maybe a little underwhelmed. But I was properly whelmed for the most part. But
Robin would be happy about that.
Who?
No, don't worry about it.
Okay. Batman? Robin?
It's a reference.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know how to feel about it. Okay, no, this was a point I was going to make and I didn't. I thought that this movie would have an effect on stuff going forward.
Yes.
Like Loki essentially created the multiverses, as we said. Even No Way Home, that no one remembers Peter Parker. This really was just as close as an incident as Ant-Man
Correct.
destroying the PIM Technologies building, the end. You know what I mean?
Correct.
We took care of Wanda. Yes, we disrupted a few multiverses, but this doesn't really affect the MCU long term, except for the fact that the Darkhold doesn't exist anymore.
I thought, we all felt like this was going to like change the MCU.
Nope.
It's going to bring in the Fantastic Four. It's going to bring in the X-Men into this universe. Nothing. So now the next big thing is Ant-Man.
That is really crazy to think that you could almost... Now, currently, obviously, they could say, oh yeah, it was an important movie, but right now, in the scheme of things, you could skip over this movie. Potentially. I mean, it's too early to say, but the fact that it's not...
I think the only reason to watch this movie is for Wanda's character.
Yes.
But besides Wanda's character...
It really doesn't have much an effect.
Not in the universe, no.
Wow.
So it's such a shock, because like...
They really closed the book on this.
They really did. Like
They closed it and burned it.
I came out of No Way Home being excited for this film.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, this film's going to be so much bigger. It's going to affect the world. Like, oh. And then it didn't.
Nope.
And now it's like...
It literally closed the chapter.
What are we going to do next? Loki? No. I don't care about
Maybe.
Loki. Ant-Man is the only...
Ant-Man and Loki.
Big, logical thing that makes sense.
Well, the fact that they have a season 2 of Loki and potentially a season 3, they're gonna do more of that. But it's just like, wow.
But it's Disney Plus. Like, what are they really gonna do?
Well, I mean, we had WandaVision essentially be the prequel to Multiverse of Madness. We had Loki opening up the potential that No Way Home was. There's obviously Disney Plus. Those shows are the stepping stones into.
Like, but quality wise, like they can't really go too far. Like Moon Knight. Some other time.
By the way, Moon Knight more like midnight.
Ha, boo.
I feel like so many people thought that joke is too nuanced, but the thing is, in the trailer, they had that song that went midnight. So I thought it was a great joke, but nope. Apparently not.
Apparently not.
To some people.
Anyway.
Oh, it's a good joke.
Is that what we have for this one?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really know my thoughts on this. I'll continue to wrestle and come to a conclusion eventually. Because, again, No Way Home, you left the theater with happy feelings.
I was happy.
And this, I'm just like, I have to use the bathroom.
This one, I was like, no emotion. Just very underwhelmed.
Yeah! For a movie that also teased high emotions, I didn't feel anything.
I was just excited to see the potential of. I saw an episode of a cartoon. A very long episode of a normal cartoon story. Mm-hmm. Which is, it's cool to see that. But I was expecting a big event.
Yeah, this did not set up the future.
Which, has been a problem lately where a lot of films, especially in DC, feel like they have to be a huge event film. Mm-hmm. Which leads to just people being fatigued about events. Because it's like, oh, the next one's bigger. How bigger can you really go after Endgame or No Way Home?
Unfortunately,
honestly, you can go so much bigger. But
there's if they do the Secret Wars thing, that is honestly the next big thing.
Yeah. Like
probably the last big thing.
The biggest thing that you can do is for the multiverse is crazy, and they're not gonna do it.
Just wasn't crazy enough.
Not the way I want them to, because it's impossible with all the rights and characters you'd have to do. Mm-hmm. I'd be disappointed either way. But Galactus.
I'm not even like excited about that now. You know what I mean?
That's years down the line, and who cares? But anyway,
like I'm curious, like how do you defeat Galactus? I am genuinely curious, but it's also like there's no hype for me for that. So like legitimately, like you are not wrong that Ant-Man is the next big event in the MCU. Like we got She-Hulk, Miss Marvel.
So do you think it was worth it to watch the X-Men films and Fantastic Four for this movie?
That's a good question. Let's put one thing into perspective. I enjoyed my journey.
Right.
So it wasn't like, now obviously X-Men is a very bumpy series.
It's a very bumpy series, yes.
Regardless, I enjoyed my time going through them.
Okay.
And in the grand scheme of things, it was only the first X-Men movie that, if I was to require watching, it would just be the first one. Okay. Just to understand the idea of Xavier and mutants, even though that wasn't in this, but just to have the general idea of, oh, Marvel has mutants, these are mutants, the end. You know what I mean? If anything, Black Bolt, Inhumans, I was definitely thankful I watched, because they didn't really explain.
They did not.
They made one or two lines, but if you did not know, you did not know. And so I'm not going to lie, I was actually a little more thankful I watched Inhumans than the X-Men stuff for the context of this movie.
I'm not going to show Inhumans to my mom. I don't want to watch that show again. Honestly, she'd probably enjoy it just for spending time with me.
True, but you don't want to spend that time with her.
Oh, I don't want to watch that show.
Yeah, I don't have regrets. Also, again, just a little wished Mr. Fantastic stretched a little more. I think that's my main complaint after watching all these things. I wanted to see Mr. Fantastic stretch.
Yeah.
Xavier, we didn't get that much from him.
We saw him do this.
Yeah.
And that's really all you needed.
That's all. Yeah. So at least we got that from Xavier. At least we got Black Bolt saying, I'm sorry. But we didn't really get Mr. Fantastic stretching. And that's...
You got Peggy. Her introduction was so weird.
Yeah.
Like, she threw a shield.
Like, that's the most overdramatic thing ever.
Like, Peggy, why'd you just throw your shield?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, that's an entrance moment, but why did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, your Cap wouldn't do that, and you'd be more responsible than Cap to do that.
Well, actually, that's the thing about Peggy, is that she's very rash, and like, even as teased in the What If show, she's more violent than Steve Rogers.
Right, but like, why would she throw her shield at the wall?
Right, like, it legitimately doesn't make sense, but
like, why the heck does she do that?
She's also the kind of person to do what she wants to do.
But like, this man enters this room, I'm gonna throw my shield at the wall just to make a point.
You gave me such trauma about the old Strange. Here's my shield to bounce around you. Yay.
I'm just really trying to think about... From like a reveal standpoint, sure.
That was a pretty weak reveal, I'm not gonna lie.
A really weak reveal. But just from like how you typically do reveals, you throw a shield at something, and you follow the shield back, and there's your reveal. But like,
they didn't do that.
From the context of this, it's like there's no context. You just threw a shield at a wall.
Yeah,
for no reason at all.
We didn't even show her. They didn't show her catching the shield.
Nope.
And she didn't catch the shield and stand up in a dramatic fashion. Nope. She just bounced the shield. Like, if anything, Mr. Fantastic was the best dramatic reveal.
I wonder if that was like not originally planned for her to throw the shield. And they just added the shield being thrown in post.
I can't imagine that.
And Doctor Strange just happened to look over there.
Uh-huh.
He just looks over there. It's like, why is he looking over there? I don't know. Just put a shield in there. Cool.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Anyway, I noticed a lot of the Raimi editing in this. Especially like during... I was wondering like how we're going to see that. Because like his editing in Spider-Man was like all comic booky, and I saw some of that in this. And I was like, oh, this is Raimi. How fun!
Like, I was definitely looking forward to his touch in the cinematography in this. Despite not seeing Raimi outside of Spider-Man stuff, I was not disappointed.
Right.
Obviously not as experimental as it was in Moon Knight, but like still fun to see. Again, like I said, like me enjoying a movie like Black Swan so much, and I just wanted to see something artistic, and I did. So like on that end, like I was satisfied coming away from this movie, and I want to watch this movie again for that reason alone. But I don't know, the story wasn't amazing.
It was a pretty simple story.
It was surprisingly simple.
It was like you get the story immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as Wanda reveals the cards, like that's
the story.
That's honestly the story, and we're just seeing events happen.
Right.
Modular scenes.
It's not to say the story is necessarily bad. It's just it's what it is.
It's very simple.
Very simple. I don't know.
Which is kind of Doctor Strange's stories in a nutshell. Like if you look.
But like there was like the journey in the original Doctor Strange
movie.
The
first movie he had his journey.
Which
was separate, and then the real story, Dormammu.
So at least that we had two stories.
You had two stories calling. Here was just one.
Just one.
Plus the wedding.
If there was any side plot, it was the fact that America couldn't properly use her powers. No, because you were rooting for Strange in the original one while trying to figure out the thing with Dormammu, and then this is just like, okay, singular story, just along for the ride.
Yep.
Again, I think it made up for the simple story visually, but in the grand scheme of things, it just, I don't know. Wow. Because, because everyone, dare I say everyone, has especially been kind of picking apart No Way Home, especially since the Batman's hit theaters. And you really think about No Way Home, and a lot of it really starts to fall apart.
I mean, it was falling apart ever since it came out, but like I knew the faults, but like I still accepted it.
Yeah,
because like I knew what it was supposed to be.
I think even within the story context, Peter Parker being a kind person and a teenager, that's just the overflow of his heart. You know what I mean? And it kind of makes sense in that context. But even so, like, No Way Home, like, you came away with happy feelings and you're like, yay.
And I was excited for more Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for more Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with Tom Holland. Like, I'm excited to see him.
Yeah. Like they set him up so well.
I would not have said that like a year or two ago.
Yeah. Man, I am legitimately so excited for new Spider-Man. Yeah, oh my gosh. Wow. Wait a minute. I was saying the next big event is Ant-Man, but we still have Thor 4 to enjoy.
Yeah, but that's not...
I know that's not necessarily going to... It doesn't seem like it's going to affect things long run, but at least we have something to enjoy.
We'll enjoy Thor.
That made me happy because I thought I'd have to wait until Ant-Man.
That's the next movie, Thor. And then Guardians?
Guardians next year.
Yeah.
But that's going to be after Ant-Man.
Is it?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, we also still have a Christmas special this year.
Isn't that this year?
Yeah. That's because the thing is, like, I'm hearing sad reports about She-Hulk's progress.
Sad reports?
Yeah. Like,
meaning what?
Substantial rewrites.
Oh, jeez.
I almost feel like it's getting the Miss Marvel treatment, maybe? I don't know.
Not She-Hulk.
I was so excited for She-Hulk, but when I heard that, now my expectations have been sinking. I'm excited for the slice of life aspect of Miss Marvel, you know? Just something kind of chill.
I'm not at all excited for Miss Marvel.
Like, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
sure. Slice of life, I like that in anime, but like...
I mean, I'm kind of... after like so many like crazy things, Multiverse Madness, Moon Knight, No Way Home, it's something that just feels a little more just like simple. I'm kind of just excited to chill with that.
That's what Agent Carter is about.
So give me season 3 of Agent Carter. I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know. I mean, I'll watch Black Panther 2, but it's not like I'm anxious for it. You know what I mean?
No, especially with Chadwick Boseman being gone. It's like there's not really much to be excited for.
I like Shuri as a character a lot. Really? Mm-mm. Okay. Gotcha. Sad. I like her, so I'm excited to see her be one of the more main characters.
When I say I don't have any feelings about her.
Gotcha.
Anyway. Like, I have nothing negative except she can be kind of lamely written.
But who are we most excited for? Natalie Portman!
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So excited.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
I don't know. Off the top of my head, if you want a number rating, we'll just go 6 out of 10 for now.
Number rating? I
don't know, man.
6 out of 10? That low?
I'm juggling between 6 and 7.
I would go between 7.5 and an 8.
Gotcha.
Probably more an 8.
Because honestly, my rating is mostly on the fact of cinematography and visual. Like, it really doesn't really get stars for me from, like, storytelling.
Although 7.5 is fair.
Okay.
Does it matter?
No. I'll sort this out later.
Yeah.
I think, hopefully on the next episode or the episode after, I'll give a Phase 4 ranking.
What?
That'll be interesting. Because now I have to factor in Moon Knight. I gave Moon Knight a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
But I'd rather rewatch Multiverse of Madness.
We'll discuss that later.
Okay. Are you going to try to watch that this week or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.